Alright. Apparently I have to set this up every time. So we're gonna be doing this again. Gotta set up this webcam. Look at this. We got the static camera. It's over there. It's over here. You put that out. Soon I'll be really good at this, but for now I have to adjust it every time. This one goes here. Okay, this one goes down here. Just zoom out. Zoom at this part. Look at this thing. Oh shoot, wait a second. This is perfect. How did I get it so fast? Okay, that's cool. Can move it up a bit. Yeah, wow, look at that. That's good. Speedrun tech right here. Turn off the viewfinder. Alright. And then pull up the chat window. Here we go. Here's the window. Here's the other window. We got this one. Okay, alright. Okay, we put the chat window over here. And look at that. It's all good. We're going. Everything is perfect. This window seems larger than usual. Possibly. We have the window up here. Up here so that, you know, I'm looking straight up. Well, not straight up. If I was looking straight up, it would be like this. I'm like straight forward, you know, not tilted downward. Gotta have that good posture. I'm standing up. I'm doing a T-pose right now. Alright, oh shoot, I also got get rid of that thing. Hold on. Camera placement. Overlay indicator. Yeah, turn that off. We don't need that. Anyway. Welcome Shuma Panic, welcome Stream Elements, Duck, Probs Not Jack, Slime Molder, and Bobtron 3000. That's right, the gang is all here. Everyone is here. You're in a gang. Confirmed. The gang. Also welcome Hamflow. Yeah, so it took a while longer to set up today because apparently I had to re-log in to Live. Live being this thing for the avatar thing. I don't know why they require an account. I had like logged out of my Google account and then I guess I had to log back in. It was a bit annoying, but I have it set up and it works now. To harvest my data. You know, that's how it is. Everything out there nowadays is designed to take your data, to sell it. You know, they'll sell it to anyone. They'll be like, you want to know Wolfie Wolfington's height? You want to know the coordinates that he set up for his room? There it is. That's our gang name, the Wolfers? I don't know. You decide yourself. The Wolfie viewers. Twitch.tv/Wolfers. I'm mad because the Calorie Tracker VR app also requires account. I think I remember seeing that. That's one of the things that I never bothered downloading. Because I typically don't keep track of that kind of stuff. I mean, it is kind of cool, you know, when I used to play Ring Fit Adventure, it would tell you how many calories you lost per session, stuff like that. But I don't know how accurate it actually is. Right, and also at the end of the day, does it even matter? Do I even care? You know? You guys care? Anyone out here tracking their calories lost? It's like, okay, if you move your arm around this much, you've lost this many calories. And actually, it's kind of weird looking at it. Like, if you play Ring Fit Adventure, and it says, okay, you spend like half an hour playing, and it's like, oh, congrats, you've lost 50 calories. And you're like, oh god, 50 calories. Half an hour for 50 calories? And you need like, you know, 2,000 calories per day, apparently. It's like, that's like nothing. But also the pulse indicator. Anyone who has played Ring Fit Adventure, at the end of a session, or at the end of a level, there's a thing where like you have the Joy-Con, right? The Ring-Con, and you put your thumb against the infrared sensor on your what's it called, your Joy-Con, and it tries to predict your pulse. I don't know how it does it, but it's always like really inaccurate. You always have to hold it against it for like a really long time, and then the pulse makes it seem like you're dead, or like you have a really unnatural heart rate, and it just never works. So I always just stop. It always asks me, hey, do you want to calculate your heart rate? And I say no every time. Also, welcome Cole. I call little Wolfsters. No, she wouldn't say that. She would just say 1-1. She would simply say 1-1. It probably doesn't even subtract the calories that you would have lost from just sitting on the couch doing nothing. I mean, I would assume that sitting on the couch doing nothing, you probably don't lose that many calories, right? It's like a trivial amount. Also, welcome Laketh. At least shows that you do have a pulse. No, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just like, there's nothing there. No, there's usually something there. I don't know. I don't know how it does it. It has like an infrared sensor, and then I think like maybe the blood vessels like in your thumb somehow. Wait, there's no blood vessel. How does it do it? How does it even do it? The pulse, maybe it emits infrared, something like that. Well, anyway, who knows? No one really even knows how science works. Unless you guys are scientists. What is an oximeter? Or oximeter? It's always confusing to see, like, you see the word meter as a suffix and you're not sure if it's pronounced meter or mitter, you know? Oximeter. You could have a, wait, I talked about this already. I've talked about this. The fact that it's kilometer, and then when you have meters, it's just like meters, kilometers, centimeters, millimeters. Why is it not millimeters? Or, centimeters? Why is kilometers so special? What's up with that? See, apparently the average 170-pound person burns 134 calories per hour from sitting. Wait, really? Just by existing, you can just... I guess it makes sense, you know? To get the blood circulated throughout your body, it requires some amount of effort from your body. Just to stay alive. Your body just needs things to stay alive. Wait, okay, if it's 134 calories per hour from sitting, what about lying down? If you have sitting and standing, how many do you burn from lying down? Because if the recommended is 2,000 calories per day, and you lose 134 just from sitting, then in a 24-hour period, you'll have lost like 3,000 maybe? Not 3,000, something like that. 2,000, like 500 something. 2,800 something. That's more. You'll be in the negatives. Let's see, the thing you clip on your fingertip to see oxygen level. Older Samsung phones also built in the back of their phones near camera flash. The thing you clip on? Yeah, but like it doesn't, it's like, it doesn't use, what do those use? Is it just, do they use infrared light as well? You're clipping on an infrared light emitter and then having a sensor on the end. Yeah, metabolism. Anyone out here having a metabolism? Me. Also welcome Commodore. Any good catches? I don't fish on these. I don't fish on these streams. I know it looks like we're fishing. We're not fishing. I'm just standing here. You burn an amount just by existing. It's called the basal metabolic rate. You can find the average based on your height, age, and mass. Oh, I see. Oh, is that's like... Oh shoot, that's really loud. It's like what the Ring Fit Adventure asks you about that stuff. It asks you about your age, your height. Wait, I don't know if it asks you your height, but it does ask how much you weigh, and it uses that to calculate the difficulty by default. Oximeter is the Wii Vitality sensor. Okay, so it probably uses infrared at some point. I don't know. I didn't have a Wii. Did anyone have like a Wii Fit balance board or whatever it's called? What was that like? Any positive experiences with Wii Fit? Seems like 80 per hour while sleeping. Man, it requires so much effort to just be alive. Oh, that's wild. You know, even when we're sleeping, our body is like doing work. Making sure that we're breathing, you know, making sure that our heart continues to pump, you know, throughout the body. Also, apparently, taller people, taller people need more calories because, like, in order for the heart to pump the blood through your body, it's like, you know, if it's higher up, you know, it's harder for it to get up there. So when you got people that are really tall, apparently they tend to have a shorter lifespan. That's what I've seen. That's what I've seen on the internet. You ever see like these videos of people that are like, you know, 7 feet tall or 8 feet tall, stuff like that? Yeah, if you're shorter, you could possibly live longer. You know, because your heart has to do less. It has to do less to pump the blood. There's less places for it to go. Yeah, the heart works harder. Short kings stay away. I had a bunch of carpet in the room when I mess with Wii Fit. Not enough space in dining room with hard floor. I've mentioned this, but I've never lived in a place that had a carpet. I've always just had like solid. I don't even know what this is called. It's not marble. What is it? What is the typical like kitchen tile floor, but not really kitchen tile. Can you guys tell what this is? If I like stand, it sounds like, you know, I don't know. What is it called? The default linoleum? Probably. Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it. It sounds about right. Linoleum. I've never had wooden floors. I've never... Oh wait, no, wait a second. I don't know what material my grandma's place had, but it was not linoleum. But it was some other thing. But I've never had like wooden or carpeted. I also feel like carpets would be really hard to clean, right? You ever spill something on a carpet? Just causes a mess. It's just there forever until you specifically do something to get it out. The dust, there's so much dust in there. Who knows? Carpet clean. Yeah, I've never had to deal with it. Thankfully. It seems like it could be annoying. But yeah, that's it. Probably linoleum. Anyway, I feel like I haven't really exercised much recently. You know, one thing that I've been doing recently is okay, since I don't have leg trackers, so I can't show this to you guys, but like I've been trying to, like, you know, imagine my leg. Okay, imagine my leg was here, okay? I don't have leg tracking, but imagine these were my legs. Right? To test your flexibility, if you ever try like having if your leg goes out like this, and you have it like, what is it called? Like imagine if this is your counter. You put your leg over here and then you stretch it. You try to get it as high up as you can. I've been recommended a lot of videos on YouTube about like flexibility. And there's a guy who is like, oh, if you stretch like this, you could be more flexible, stuff like that. I think a long time ago, it was like really hard to touch my toes, you know, but now I can do it pretty easily now. I don't know what it is. Stretching. It's hard to be flexible sometimes. All these, yeah, my lack of leg tracking. You can't even tell where they are. You have to pretend this is it. And so like whenever I'm brushing my teeth nowadays, I'll just put my leg up, like you know, I have my electric toothbrush, and it's like every 30 seconds it'll beep to tell you to start brushing a different part of your teeth. So then for like a minute, I'll have it like this. I'll have it like, this is my counter. I just put it up there, and then like a minute later, I'll switch to my other foot and put it on the other side. That's how it is. And then I think it helps. It's pretty good. Stretch his legs while lying on the floor. Don't drop iPad on face. I haven't really been using my iPad. It's there. It exists. It's actually right here. This is where I put my iPad. Here's my room layout. Here's a door. There's a door right here. You can hear it. Here's where I keep my phone, usually. My headphones are here right now. I put my iPad here. It's, I hardly ever use it, but it's there. And when I'm not using my headset, I have a cardboard box. This is a cardboard box right here. I put my headset in the cardboard box. And right here, this is my, you guys hear this? This is the big cardboard box that I use to cover my PC when I'm not using it. It keeps the dust out. I would recommend it. If you can cover your PC with the big cardboard box when you're not using it, the dust can't get in. Yeah, cardboard box, they're so useful. It's always the one that comes with the PC. You guys ever do that when you get a new electronic device? You just keep the cardboard box. You don't throw it away. A lot of times I'm like, but what if I need to return it? You know, I can't just sell it. I mean, I can't sell the box, but I can't just like throw it away, you know, the box. And then usually after holding onto it for a year, I'm like, do I even need this box anymore? It's just lying around taking space. But these, I'll keep them forever. This box is good. This box that I keep my headset in is good. And actually the box that the Oculus Quest came with, it's actually really good. I keep all my, it has like a hinge. Actually, it's kind of like this. Right, it has like a little thing in it, like here. And I put all my cables in it. I put my charger in it. Everything goes in there. And then I can just close it, you know? And it's good. Same thing for my controller. When I need to play a game on my PC that has a controller, I just take the cardboard box. Well, it's not cardboard. I don't know what material this is. Some kind of box. Put the controller in it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good to keep boxes around. Could also do boxing. You know, it's Boxing Day. Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. But yeah, anyway, it's Tuesday. Sorry, no, it's Wednesday. Why did I say it's Tuesday? It's Wednesday, my dudes. Hope everyone's doing well. And I just live in a box. Yeah, Minecraft. You guys ever live in a box in Minecraft? Just build a very rectangular prism house. I mean, we kind of live in boxes, right? Your room is probably shaped like a box to some extent. Most rooms are shaped similarly. Yeah. It's Wednesday. Anyway, I don't know. I spent a lot of time today just waiting for GitHub pull requests to be approved for the integrations to run. Also, welcome Denchi. I live in a pod. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? If I was Denchi, I would live in a pog. Not a pod, a pog. I think that'd be pretty cool. And be pogging all the time. It's pod shaped. What really is a pod anyway? Like when we think of like a pea in a pod, pea pods. What is that? 2 peas in a pod. What is that even? Isopod? I don't know. Like pod just always seemed like generic container. Like some spaceships, right? Some space travel devices, they're pods. But those can be like arbitrarily shaped. Isopod? Like the little animal with the belly. Is this a pod? Is this what a pod looks like? Is pod shaped? It's pod racing. You guys remember pod racing? From Star Wars? Let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up. This is the stream when I can look stuff up. You guys can see what I'm looking up. Okay, let's look up pod. What is a pod? What? There's a band named Pod? No. Payable on Death. It's an American Christian metal band formed in 1992. No. What is a pod? What is a pod? An elongated seed vessel of leguminous plant, such as the pea, splitting open on both sides when ripe. Or a detachable or self-contained unit on an aircraft, spaceship, vehicle, or vessel. Okay, but that's not like a shape, that's just like any detachable thing on a spacecraft or something. Let's look it up. Pod. Apparently it's also a vape thing. If I look up what is a pod, I just get lots of photos of vape pods. I guess it's like detachable. The part of the vape that's detachable. I don't even know what a vape looks like. But here's a lot of them. Here's a lot of photos of vape. And then green peas. And yeah, Kubernetes. Usually when I think of pods, I think of Kubernetes deployments. Also welcome Miss Smiley Riley 009. Pods would be detaching. Why would they detach? Why would anyone want to detach? Anyway, check it out. I'm doing a T pose. Gotta check your posture, you know, every day. Just make sure you're standing up. Stand up for yourself. How y'all doing? We're doing well. It's Wednesday. Just out here talking about stuff. Not fishing, as usual. Love the rain. The rain is going. We got the thunder. Classic thunder. It's a bit foggy as well. It do be Wednesday, so true. Well, if he doesn't fish, I fish sometimes. Not recently, though. Got home from school. Congrats. Congrats. What did you learn in school today? Anyone out here learn something today? We can all learn something. If, you know, just have a Learning Wednesday. That's some fishing may occur. Yeah, sometimes. If I feel like it. Not as much usually, though. I'll just be here, standing up, interacting with the text. You did. Yo, you did. Learning things. Algebra. Calculus. Anyone out here remember calculus? That was a thing. I don't understand it enough. Okay. It's fine. Anyone else learn anything recently? I have my whole document of things I've learned, but I can't access it on this computer. It's on my other computer. Actually, no, I can check. You guys can't see it though. See, I'm gonna be looking up here at my other computer. Let's see, what did I learn recently? Let me check. Today I learned... Okay, last time I mentioned purple cloth was rare. Yeah, we discussed this on the last Splatoon stream. Sphinx cats are from Toronto. We learned that. On February 6th, I learned by watching Chocojack's stream that whole milk is actually like 3.5% milk. Do you guys know that? Like how there's 2% milk, and then there's whole milk. And you're usually like, does whole milk mean 100% milk? And then like 2% milk is like 2% of that? It's not. It's not. Whole milk is actually just 3.5% milk. Isn't that messed up? I didn't realize that. So whole milk is not even half, 2% milk isn't even half milk. It's not even half of whole milk. Yeah, it's the fat content. But it's like whole milk is just 3.5% fat. You know, which I guess makes sense because it can't be 100% fat. So I did learn about formal charge though. Is that like in electrons? Also welcome Tau Warlord. What is that emote? Is that a Rat Jam looking emote? That is. It is some kind of Rat Jam variant. Chemistry thing. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember anything about chemistry. I remember when I was in high school, we didn't really have chemistry. We had like biochemistry, which was really confusing because they never taught us which part of it was biology and which part of it was chemistry. So they would just teach us alternating concepts, and I would always be confused. And the thing is, you would think, oh, biochemistry, they're doing this to combine it to be more efficient. No, we had two courses. We had Biochem 1 and Biochem 2, when they could have just had a whole like biology course and then a whole chemistry course separately. But no, we learned half the things, and it's weird. It's weird. I would not recommend teaching it that way. I see, Probs Not Jack said, I learned a lot of stuff this week, but I can't say because of NDA. It's valid. It's valid to do that. Shima Panic said, learned it's the 15th. Need to pay a bill. Yeah. Yeah, that's usually when bills are due. Probably. I don't know. I just pay bills whenever I get them. Usually do auto pay. Doesn't Japan have 8% milk? Do they? I actually don't know. Is that, what do they call it then? Do they just call it 8% milk? Do they call it, like if whole milk is 3.5%, how can they have more milk than whole milk? Or like more fat content than whole milk? Like are their cows just like that much fatter? The milk is just that fat. 2% should be changed to 50% since it has half the fat of whole milk. Yeah, but it's also confusing because we have half and half, right? Half and half is like milk and something else, milk/cream. I don't know, it's confusing. Milk categorization is just weird. See, chemistry thing. You look at a specific atom and you take its electrons around it, plus or minus formal charge. Oh yeah, that. No, yeah, I said it was an electron thing. I knew it. I sort of remembered. Handful said, I learned Dublin, Ohio has a giant field of corn. Which is 109 giant cement ears of corn. What does that mean? Cement ears? Of corn? Is it like made of cement? Or is cement a type of corn? Smiley says, I'm not in high school yet? What the heck? The people here are so young. Using the internet. Denty doesn't pay bills? What the heck? This just in, the developer of YouTube Studio does not pay bills ever. He's evading all taxes, every fee. Could there be 100% milk? So if it's fat content, if it was just all fat, I think it would just be like, I don't think it could classify as milk. I don't think that's even possible. You would think, what if they took like, what if they took whole milk, they extracted all the fat from it, and then just like combined it with other fat from other milk? Yeah, what if you could just get 100% fat? Yeah, 100% milk is just fat. It's the fat content of the milk. There's statues made of cement of corn. I see. They love their corn over there. Also, it's always weird when, like, they name places after other places that are more well known. Right? You think Dublin, Ohio, and it's like, oh, you usually think of, like, Ireland, right? It's like, where are you from? Dublin? And you're like, oh yeah, I know, it's in Ireland. No, it's in Ohio. Same thing for, like, you know, Vancouver. Apparently Vancouver is, you know, when you think of Vancouver, I think of Canada. But isn't there a Vancouver in Washington? It's always confusing. What's up with that? Ontario? Also, like, in the news recently, you guys see the Ohio thing in the news? The town, or whatever location, is named East Palestine for some reason. And you think, oh yeah, Palestine, that's like all the way over there. No, it's in Ohio. What's up with that? What's the deal? Naming things. What if they remove more than 100%, like 200% fat? You can't have negative percent fat. The lowest you can go is 0. You have a giant concrete potato? What's the reason? What's the reason for that? Dublin, Ohio. The chemical thing is scary. Yeah, I'm also like surprised that they didn't really talk about it that much. Apparently it happened like on February 3rd, which is like 2 weeks ago. But like, my mom was like listening to the news today and she's like, whoa, do you hear about that thing in Ohio? And I was like, yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago. And she's like, no, what? 2 weeks ago? It didn't happen yesterday? And I was like, no. It was like 2 weeks ago. They've been talking about it for a while. And she's like, what the heck? It's weird. I keep seeing it posted on my Twitter. People are like, why is the news media not talking about this? Why does no one know about this? And I'm like, I've seen a billion people talking about it. But maybe just because on social media people are talking about it? People in general don't know. I don't actually know what's happening there. Just a bunch of weird chemicals. Probably Not Jack said, I once had a coworker had a car breakdown in Vancouver. He called concierge services and they redirected him to the dealership in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, that'd be inconvenient. That would suck. It's also confusing when like addresses are similar. Like I remember when I was like taking an Uber somewhere and I was like, oh yeah, just go to like 20 whatever street. And then he was like, sure. And then he went to like a different 20 something, you know, like they have in Manhattan and Brooklyn, they have like 20 whatever street, and I was like, go to this one, and he was going to the other one, and then like on the way there he was like, oh shoot, you meant the other one, you meant the other 20 something street. And I was like, yes, I gave you the address, you know, like when you go on the Uber app, you tell them the specific address you want, and then it includes the city, the borough, or whatever. Like, he saw that and he was just like, you know, just go to 20 whatever street. He went to the wrong one. Yeah, GPS. He thinks he knows better than the GPS. What the heck? Guy's car in Washington. Oh yeah, that's also confusing. It's like you would assume if you got your car in Vancouver, Washington, that they would know to send you to Vancouver, Washington. It's an Airbnb, they turned it into a hotel. The giant potato. Giant concrete potato. What the frick? Stay safe. I'm not that good with geography, but apparently Ohio is like 2 states away from New York. And Mom was like, "Oh, should we be concerned?" And I was just thinking, like, Ohio's pretty far away, right? And then I looked at the map. It's kind of close. Whatever. It was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know what's happening. Things are still going on. Maybe it's like 3 states away. I don't know. Does the air smell weird? It smells normal. It's probably fine. See, Slime Molder says, "I hear Ohio has terrible regulations, so no one's really dealing with it." Yeah, what are they even doing over there? Also, welcome Nutritious. 20 whatever street is a terrible name for a street. Yeah, I don't know why they named it that. They could have been more specific. Imagine if there really was a 20 whatever street. It's like 123 fake street. Yeah, it's over there. Whatever street. Street over there. Most comfy. It's in Boise, Idaho. Is that the capital of Idaho? Boise? You guys know state capitals? I think at some point I used to know, and then I totally forgot. Yeah, it would be in Idaho. They love potatoes over there. People in Idaho, they can't stop talking about potatoes. It's like how in Wisconsin, they can't stop talking about cheese. It's always like, Wisconsin, yo, that's the cheese capital of the world. They got cheese curds over there. Every time someone goes to Wisconsin, they're like, "Man, you gotta try the cheese here." I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, man. That's what it is. The people in New York, they can't stop talking about the pizza, you know? You go to New York and they're like, "Yo, did you try the pizza? I heard the pizza's good. You tried the pizza in New York?" There's gotta be like something for each state. So you go to... Like, what do you think is the most famous food in each state? You know, California? Like, "Yo, did you try the... I don't know. The California roll? It wasn't even invented there." No, but there's something. Kale. No, they have kale everywhere. Also, welcome Marklar. You should always be concerned about Ohio. They could invade at any moment. Well, probably not now. I mean, they're dealing with something over there. I'd be surprised if they invaded. Probably is. Official Potato Commission. The only job is to advertise Idaho potatoes? That makes sense. They got people that are just advertising milk, you know? They had the Got Milk ads. Those were things. Let's see, I used to know the state capitals just because of that song from Animaniacs. Oh yeah. They had the one where, what's his name, Yakko? He was going over, like, the song that had all the countries. And then people usually make memes out of them, like, "Oh, Yakko names all the countries of the world, except only the ones that have been invaded by the US or whatever." Stuff like that. And then there's like, "Oh yeah, here's Yakko names all the countries of the world, except the ones where, you know, the US overthrew their government at some point. Their CIA had intervened." Things like that. Classic song, classic meme. Let's see, it was, yeah, the California roll. I think it was invented in Canada, maybe? I don't know, don't quote me on that. I just know it wasn't invented in California. You'll be back later, but your mom and dad are gonna take you out to barbecue. Y'all barbecue? Pog? What, that barbecue? I'm not hear anyone out here like barbecue. There's so many different kinds of barbecue, right? If I just say barbecue by default, you guys think of like American barbecue? Or like Korean barbecue? Japanese barbecue? What other type of barbecue is there? Texas barbecue. We got Korean barbecue is pretty good. Connecticut has a white clam pizza. I feel like I've heard of that. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever really had like seafood on pizza. Right? You guys ever have that? Seafood on pizza? I guess shrimp. Maybe I've had shrimp pizza once. It does seem a bit unusual. Just me imagining them putting like fish on a pizza. That'd be kind of weird, right? Fish pizza? Unless it's like battered and fried, I guess that'd be fine. Right? They have like fish tacos sometimes that are like fried fish. You put that on pizza, could be good. Maybe, I don't know. What about raw fish? What about sushi? Wait a sec, that is a thing. Sushi pizza, they have the sushi burritos as well. It's a thing. Like instead of cheese and tomato sauce, it's like rice and whatever. That is a thing. Hawaiian pizza with Canadian bacon. Yeah, Canadian bacon isn't even bacon. It's like ham, right? It's different. It's different. I can tell you about Italian barbecue. It's the same as yours. You know, it's the same as American barbecue. I know, like when you go to different countries, sometimes they'll advertise like they have like, oh, we have American style barbecue. Actually, no, I think that's what it is. I think I remember one of my friends recently. They visited like Europe, and I think they went to Italy, and then they saw a place that was like advertising like American barbecue in Italy. And he went there and he was like, yeah, this is kind of like, I guess, American barbecue. That's it. That's what it was. That's why that sounded familiar. That was cool. You know, ever just go to a country and they're like, here's the food from this region. And you look at it and you're like, this is nothing like it. You know, they have like, oh, this thing is famous in New York. And you're like, as a New Yorker, I don't think it is. They don't do that here. Shrimp is probably okay. Anything else? Yeah, what would be like the... I feel like shrimp, if we were thinking of seafood pizza, I'd probably imagine shrimp would be the most common. Any other seafood would be kind of weird. Well, maybe like... What if they have like octopus pizza? You guys ever have octopus? It's actually pretty... If you ever have like fried octopus, it's pretty good. It's got the crunch. It's usually like a really small octopus. Oh yeah, anchovies. Yeah, that okay. Yeah, okay, that is the most common seafood on pizza. But I don't think I've ever had anchovy pizza. But I do know it's a common thing. It's a common thing that they have. Welcome, random pie man. Anchovies. I've also never had it. I heard anchovies are really really salty, right? I don't know. I don't know if I would be a fan. See, even between regions in the north, you'll have real southern food. It's nothing like southern food. When they say real southern food, do they mean specifically southern US food? Do they even specify that do they even specify southern US? Like if you're in Italy and you say, and it says southern food, would you assume like southern Italy? Or dude, it's just like, okay, southern Italy, okay. Yeah, it would be weird if it just said southern and they meant like southern US food. But I guess as someone who does not know that much about Italian food besides like the stuff we have here, like what is the difference between northern Italy food and southern? I feel like a lot of countries have this as well, right? Sometimes you'll talk about like Indian food, and then someone will be like, "Oh, actually, it's like a southern India thing. In northern India, we have this thing." And you're like, "What?" I had no idea. The location, true. It's true. It is a different location. The pizza minigame on Club Penguin. Just shrimp or seaweed. I have never played Club Penguin. I guess it would make sense. Penguins like seafood because they're in the water usually, and that's the most common food for penguins. If you look at American food American food aisles in other countries, it's mostly sweets. What is the most American sweet? Is candy usually considered American? Chocolate? No, chocolate is universal. Apple pie? It would make sense. It would make sense that random pie man would mention a type of pie. I've seen anchovy paste in sauces. It must make it like really salty. All Italian food you know over there is southern. Okay, what is a notable northern Italian food then? It's like it's probably notable there, and then you tell it, and we're like, it's so obscure. We've never even heard of it. Southern Italy likes their tomatoes more. Coca-Cola is American. I feel like usually if you think of sweets, I don't typically think of drinks. You know, like imagine sweets, I would not think of Coca-Cola. I've heard some Europeans think American chocolate tastes like vomit. It's probably much sweeter, right? I feel like American food tends to be a lot sweeter than food in other places. Even the bread, right? I remember some people, like I forget who, but like some streamer, somewhere, or some VTuber from Europe, they like tried American bread, and you're like, why is this sweet? Why is American bread sweet? Isn't this weird? It is kind of weird. I don't know. I did have bread recently, and I was like, it did taste sweet. Cannoli is southern, pizza southern, calzones are southern. Prosciutto is northern. I never really understood the appeal of prosciutto. To me, it always tasted like really salty. And it's also like it's like cut really, really thin, to the point where I feel like the amount of meat that you get with prosciutto is very small. But maybe due to the salt content in there, it might not be good to have too much of it. I don't know, it also seems like really expensive, right? Yeah, it's really salty. I don't know. It's not for me. It's like, it's fine. I guess I will. If I was offered prosciutto, I would eat it. Polenta. That sounds familiar. Yo, it's Lofky. We had Toaster was asking about you. He was like, where the frick is Lofky? Where's that guy? Where'd he go? We don't even know. Anyway, welcome back. Do you consider Rome northern or southern, or in between? It's in the middle. Is it in the center? I don't actually know my geography. Like, if you ask me, like, where Rome is in Italy, I'd be like, I don't know, somewhere. It's somewhere over there. What if I play GeoGuessr? It's literally in the middle. The center, the capital. I feel like, you know, maybe they should make for every country. They should have this. They should have the capital right in the middle. You know, what country you think is right, or what city you think is exactly in the middle of the U.S. It's got to be some obscure thing. Because I feel like usually the big cities are like on the coast, right? Because coast is good for trade reasons. I feel like it may be pretty rare sometimes to have the capital in the middle of the country. Unless the country is landlocked, I guess. As for major cities like Kansas City or somewhere, that makes sense. It is, yeah, that's like in the middle of the country. There should be a law that the biggest city of a country should be the capital. Yeah, what if they had it so that if that was the law, people would just constantly move, right? You're like, oh, we're not the biggest city anymore. Everyone moves to the second biggest city, and then it becomes the biggest city. So they got a competition going on. Some countries have moved their capital to the center, like Brazil. The capital used to be Rio. I feel like that doesn't happen too often, right? Like, you know, countries changing their capital. I think, like, if you think of, like, in Japan, right? It used to be in Kyoto, and then suddenly it's in Tokyo. The U.S. Was it always in Washington, D.C.? Did that ever change throughout history? What about Canada? What's Canada? What is the capital of Canada? You guys know what the capital of Canada is? I feel like I should know this. I feel like I'm so bad at geography. You ask me what... It's not Toronto, right? It's not Toronto. It's I don't even know. What the heck is the capital of Canada? I can't believe this. Yeah, I was thinking Ottawa, but is that actually it? Also, the fact that you put a question mark indicates that maybe we also don't know. Many people just don't know. I don't know. It's like one of the Toronto, Ottawa. Those are just like some big cities, though. It's definitely not Vancouver. Geographical center is in SDs. Got him. Oh, South Dakota. Okay, that's what SD is. They make the most rural town the capital. Sometimes capitals are like somewhat rural towns. Like most people when they think of New York, they're like, oh yeah, like New York City. It would be the capital of New York State, right? But no, it's like Albany. Never even been to Albany. What do they even have there? I don't even know. What is the capital of Los Angeles? Not Los Angeles, of California. It's not Los Angeles, right? It's is this Sacramento? This is just a geography stream now. We just demonstrate our lack of geographical knowledge. Sacramento, okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. Capital of Brazil is Brasilia. I think you made that up. I think that's not true at all. Might have this Canadian knowledge. It is Ottawa. Okay. Yeah, Ottawa. That's one of the cities that I've heard of. It is. Is it actually Brasilia? Was it? See, I think a lot of states are like that. They don't want politics to be dominated by the biggest city. Illinois is like Springfield instead of Chicago. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. You don't want it to be a popularity contest. You know, all those city slickers out here. They don't even know what it's like to live in the countryside. It's fricked up. Going their big skyscrapers. They don't even know what it's like to be on a farm. They don't even know farming life. What's the capital of the Netherlands? Is it not Amsterdam? No, wait. Holland? I don't even know. The Netherlands. We have Europeans in chat. You guys probably know, right? I feel like Europeans would probably know European capitals better than Americans know American city capital or state capitals. Probably. You'll remember two capitals, and they're Madison and Austin. Yeah, Austin, Texas. Madison. What is Madison? Is Madison the capital of? When you're mad at your son. Madison, Wisconsin, right. That's what it is. Welcome, Genie A1. There's a bear right there. No, I don't believe you. You lied to me. It's not there. People out here thinking that New York City is New York's capital. Yeah, there are people that do that. Not me, though. As someone from New York, I know the capital of New York. And it's Albany. Somewhere up in the north. Yeah, it is Amsterdam. I said Amsterdam. Isn't Amsterdam the first one that I said? Amsterdam? How about Amsterdam? It's a few of the hamster-related VTubers I've seen. They all say that they're from Amsterdam. I feel like that's a pretty common pun for hamsters. Yeah, Amsterdam. I think both Chia VTuber and Big Ham have mentioned Amsterdam. It's like a commonly agreed thing for hamsters to be from there. It's the biggest hamster capital of the world. And she says, I don't know a single capital other than maybe Berlin. What about the capital of what? I don't know. What is the country that exists? Yes, Sogondese. Got him. Got them. He thinks it's a pun. Is it not a pun? Is it not Amsterdam? New Hampshire? No. That's not even a city. It's a state. It's too real of a state. Real estate? You ever think about why it's a real estate? Is there fake estate? What is that GeoGuessr stream? Never. I don't even know where things are. You ever get scared of posting photos? Like, you ever go somewhere and you're like, ooh, here's I'm taking a photo of this thing. When you look on YouTube and there's people doing GeoGuessr, like Rainbolt, given like one photo, he can identify the exact street. You're like, yeah, probably someone can identify exactly where I live based on photos I've posted. You know, even if I think it's somewhat obscure, someone out there has played 1 billion hours of GeoGuessr. You post like a really blurry photo of something near your house. And you're like, oh yeah, this is your location. That's the whole thing. Wouldn't that established titles thing count as fake estate? What established title? What is that? Established titles thing? I don't even know what that is. Someone probably knows where we all live. Yeah, well, yeah, the government. Government knows where we all live. Twitch knows where you live. You know, if you get paid by Twitch, you gotta provide that information so that they can send you your money. They know the type of bush only grows in this neighborhood of New York. Yeah. They know extremely local fauna and flora. You can post a photo of a rat and they'd be like, I've seen this rat. This rat lives at this address. The shade of gray on this rat. This rat only exists in 27th Street in Manhattan. On the east side. There's a company pretending to sell people microclots in Ireland. Oh wait, I remember that. Didn't someone buy one of those for like Kiara from Hololive? It's like you could be like the sir or madam or sir or lady whatever of this part of Ireland. I think that was the thing. Also, yes, I should hydrate. Welcome, Ruben. I'm gonna hydrate. I'm gonna hydrate right now. I'm gonna go into OBS. I'm gonna get my water. Alright, I've hydrated. It's a futile effort to try to hide. Even if you reveal nothing, your friends or family can. What does that mean? What do you mean by this? I guess like if you're just like you try to be secure, but then someone knows who your family member is and they're just posting stuff on Facebook, or Instagram, or LinkedIn. It's true. What does Kiara own? I don't know. I think I vaguely remember someone purchased a thing, a plot of land somewhere in Europe. I don't know. 23andMe. Oh yeah, that's the they sell all your DNA information, right? They harvest your DNA. They tracked down the Golden State Killer because his nephew took a DNA test. What? Imagine being that guy. How did they do that then? They're just like, they had the DNA evidence of the killer, but they couldn't find him somehow? I don't know. You can't depend on your family for anything. Imagine being that guy. Imagine being the nephew. You think his nephew knew that his uncle was the Golden State Killer? Maybe he didn't even know. He was just like, look at this funny DNA test. I don't know. That's a thing. People can find out anything. You post any photos, someone will find you. That's how we are. That's how society is. Really says a lot about society. Just out here living your life. You know? I'm sure someone has identified where this lake is. Be like, yo, look at this lake. Based on the size of the bear, we know this lake is somewhere in Europe. You know? Based on the shade of blue in the water, this has got to be in Germany. Germa's here. Anyway, that's it. That's all. That's all we have here. Yeah, Germa's knee. How does that guy so wacky? What's Germa even doing? He's been doing a lot of like Elden Ring randomizer streams, right? Collabing with Stir, classic Team Fortress 2 VTuber. Sorry, not VTuber, YouTuber. Star underscore star or Stir. Yeah, the real Germa. Germa for real. We got birds up there. You see those birds? Yeah, Stir is back, Germa's back. I mean, they never really went away, right? They've always been here. They'll be here forever. I keep getting recommendations on YouTube of Germa singing Ode to Misery. It's always like, yeah, Germa sings Ode to Misery except pitch shifted to be correct and actually with the correct lyrics. Isn't Star technically a PNG tuber? I haven't actually watched his streams. The thing is, I am following Stir on Twitch, but I've never actually like clicked on one of his streams. I've just been, you know what, who's even streaming right now? You see, he could be streaming right now. Hey, what the heck? I got logged out of Twitch. What the frick? Why did I get logged out? Okay, I can't even see. I can't even see who to raid then. I'm gonna have to log in again later. Dang it, man. Did my session expire or something? Why am I not logged in? Well, let's see what Twitch recommends to me. If I'm not logged in, it'll recommend 45k people are watching Kai Cenat play Wii Sports Resort. I don't even know who these people are. You're like, whoa, this guy's like 45k viewers, 72.6k viewers. I've never heard of either of these people. Okay, XQC, I've heard of this guy. Rainbow Six, okay, that is just the official channel for the game. The official channel for Valorant. We got Levindmark. We got the official CSGO channel. We got Nick Merckx. I have heard of this guy. Flats, never heard of this guy. I've heard of Lyric, I've heard of this guy. Soda Poppin', I've heard of that guy. I've heard of him because he uses the VTuber tag, despite not like using a VTuber avatar. I've heard that he does have a VTuber avatar, but he doesn't use it. Anyway, I don't recognize many of these people. Who even are these people? Every single person is my enemy. Yeah, when I think of Oh the Misery, that's the lyric that I think of. You know, when it's not that, it sounds weird. Also, did the music stop? No, it's just really low. I'm gonna change the station. Lo-fi volume 6. Just out here listening to the radio. The radio's out here. Anyway, how you guys doing? How are y'all doing on this Wednesday? I was talking about it a bit briefly earlier. The day has been pretty slow. I've been having like that 2-hour meetings. I had a lot of like planning meetings at the start of every day at 10 a.m. Yeah, you guys are still sick. Perhaps not Jack is still sick, Handflow's still sick. I don't remember how long it took me to recover from COVID. It was like a week or two. Hopefully you guys recover. What is there even to do when you're sick? You know, just lying down, just watching streams, scrolling things on your phone. Random Pie Man is doing pretty good though. That's good to hear. My homies hate meetings. Can handle 1-hour meetings per day before it gets draining. Yeah, after the first day of like the 2-hour meeting, one person was like, hey, can we like have like a break in our 2-hour meetings? Because like my brain cannot handle having this much time. And many people on Slack did the praying emoji as a reaction. Me as well. I was like, you know what, that's so true. So true. So true. We need breaks in meetings. You know, just 5 minutes. You'll grab a cup of water, use the bathroom. Don't have to just be sitting there. You're doing work still, even when you're sick? That's not good. Do you work remotely? I guess it's much easier to work remotely like while you're sick. Right? Obviously, if you gotta go into an office, they probably don't want you being in there, being sick, contaminating everyone. But if you're just at home and it's like it's not so inconvenient to go on your computer, then you think like, oh yeah, what if I just do it? Amflo's preemptively canceling all the streams? Dang. That's too bad. Dang it. I don't even remember what you were gonna play today, right? I think last week you finished Mario Sunshine, right? Or was that 2 weeks ago? I don't even know. We had that thing where you roll the wheel, spin the wheel. I already forgot what the game was. Extreme Panic said, read 100 chapters of Chainsaw Man. Is that a lot of chapters? How many chapters does Chainsaw Man have? 1,000? 200? I like the part when he was a chainsaw. Remember that part of Chainsaw Man when he chainsawed. Workplace policy is remote while COVID, plus 4 days after negative test. I have a lot of stuff I need to be in the office to do. But then do they make you go in the office then? Isn't that bad then? Is that bad? King's Quest 1? I don't even know what that is. That's like an old game. Also, welcome Bone Miser. Hope you are doing well today. Today on this Wednesday. Yeah, do not. I've been asking people to run tests and stuff. Wait, what was your job? Did you mention what your job was? Are you the one that did like hardware electronic stuff? I think that's what it was, right? Like circuits and stuff. Yeah, that's you. See, I remember. I remember people in chat when they say things about where they live and what they do. I'm like, yo, why? I know. I remember correctly. Pacemaker hardware. Okay. I don't remember that. I feel like you may have mentioned specifically pacemakers before. Or someone did, I don't know. 120, I read chapters 7 through 106 in one day. Chainsaw Man, it's like action oriented, right? I'm just assuming because there's a guy with a chainsaw and he's a man that it's probably pretty quick to read through some of the chapters. That was my issue with manga. Sometimes it was like, it was too quick to read through all of it and just skim through it. It was just pictures, not that much dialogue. What are my current goals in Catch and Release? Just to chill, just to read chat sometimes, to have good discussions. That's all. None of my goals have anything to do with fishing because I've already achieved the main goal, which is to catch the large fish. So everything else is just, is just filler. We're just here living our best life on the lake. Is Naruto a demon? There's demons? Demons in Chainsaw Man? What the heck? I see no suspicious lack of chainsaws. Chainsaw Man. No, they had the guy, right? They had a little animal with the chainsaw sticking out of him. What's that one? Pochita or whatever? Is that the name? The little creature with the chainsaw? But yeah, I think most of the stuff that I've seen of Chainsaw Man is like that animal, and then like that one lady who's like a nervous wreck. Everyone's just like, yo, she's just like me for real. And that's the only two things I've seen. And then there's like one guy who has that's the Chainsaw Man. I've seen those two, and then the Chainsaw Man. You can tell because he's a man who's like made of a chainsaw. Without seeing Chainsaw Man, I could imagine it as a rom-com. It is a pretty absurd sounding concept, right? Why is there a man who is a chainsaw? What's even the real? What even caused? Did he like fuse with a chainsaw? Also, welcome Potato. No reward for releasing the big fish. You get money. I caught the fish. I accidentally released it. There was a clip where I tried to put the big fish in here to sell it, and then it clipped through the boat and landed in the water. And it was just released, and you got some money for it. But you would have gotten more money if you'd sold it. Yeah, Pochita, I knew it. The demons are the main thing. Think the quirks in My Hero Academia. Let's see. So demons just have like superpowers. The Chainsaw Man. Denji, I don't even know who Denchi? Denchi's in My Hero Academia. Denji. Is that the Chainsaw Man? Do we know the name of the Chainsaw Man? Is it Denji? Denji? Denim? It is cool though. I haven't read manga in a long time. There's like nothing that I really want to read. Like imagine reading. Couldn't be me. I'll only read text on the screen. You know, text in a chat. I'll read Twitter sometimes. That's like the extent of it. That's all. Well, I read code sometimes. Those are things that I read. Documentation for code. Discord sometimes. I'll read Discord. And that's it. That's basically it. That's all I do nowadays. You know how it is. We're here reading things. Reading things on a lake. Look, we got this book right here. A stone. You know, Hearthstone. Hearthstone reference. Look at that stone. What about books? I don't read books. I don't remember the last book I read. It's probably like in college when they made us read certain things. Stone Ocean? Yo, is that from JoJo? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. How is that adventure so bizarre though? You guys ever think about this? How did they design this adventure to be so bizarre? You think they'll ever have like an episode of JoJo where he goes to like a bazaar, like an outdoor place where they sell stuff, a bazaar, and then you could say, "Whoa, this episode's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure." He just goes shopping. Like I don't know if it would make sense in Japanese. Probably. Part 3 had they had actual bazaar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, Bazinga. JoJo's Bazinga Adventure. That's pretty cool though. I don't really know much about JoJo. I just know like all the protagonists have like Joe in their first name and Joe in their last name. Some of them are part of the same family, the Joestar family. But some of them are not. What's up with that? It's true. It is true. I know because I have a vague familiarity with JoJo. If you were like, can you tell me the story of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? They'd be like, yeah, there's a guy named Joseph, or Jonathan, and he goes on this adventure, and you would not believe it, but this adventure is bizarre. And, there's a guy who can stop time, right? Dio? He's the yellow guy. And there's like a mask, right? There's a mask, the stone mask. Someone puts on the stone mask. And they have stands. Not stands like K-pop stands, but like stands. What happens is that they stand behind them. Is he not the yellow guy? Dio? Is he not the yellow guy? Is it? What is it? Do I lack information? Is he green? I know he's green, right? He's yellow and green. Dio. And then they do funny poses sometimes, pretty often. You know, hello, it's me, JoJo, and they do stuff like this. You can't tell because I don't have arm tracking, but it's like, you know, they put their hand over here and then they do this. Sometimes they lean back really far, you know. They do that. They do that stuff. They're so wacky. Every time they're just like, this is a JoJo pose. That's the guy. Wait, it's Dio. He has the road roller, right? He has like a big one of those whatever it's called. Those things. And it falls on people and he goes Ree. That's what he says. He says Ree. except it's spelled like W-R-Y-Y-Y-Y. Also welcome Zoli. Yeah, the road roller. Identify with the floating rectangle. Yeah, you're on there right now. Wolfie's Wacky Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JJBA. You can tell I'm a real fan because I know it's abbreviated JJBA. Only real fans know abbreviations. You steal some guy's road roller, they're always yellow. Like, yeah, just like him. Just like him. I don't know why everyone was laughing when I said the yellow guy. Is he not yellow? He's yellow. It's also partially green, and I probably also purple, you know? They usually have pretty bright colors. Purple is there. And there's that one scene where one guy's like, oh, you're approaching me, and then there are like two guys walking toward each other. Yeah, he is yellow. Why is everyone laughing? The yellow guy? Was he not the yellow guy? Yeah. Well, exactly. That's what I know about JoJo. Isn't he also blonde though? Is blonde not, does that not classify, that doesn't count as yellow? It's him. Who is he approaching? Joseph Joestar. I know there's also like his grandfather, Jonathan Joestar. Is he a treasure hunter of some kind? Maybe? Homer Simpson. Well, I mean like his color scheme. That's just how he is. That's just what he is. That's what he looks like. Anyway, that's it. That's all my knowledge of JoJo. That's my summary of JoJo. From someone who has not watched a single episode but has seen many memes on Twitter. Yeah, oh no, the old guy. Yeah, him. That's him. That's the old guy. The screaming. Is there a lot of screaming? I know this one where they go like and the sound effects. Yeah. That's it. That's it. I have vague knowledge of many things. That's one of them. What's another like really popular series? There's like a lot of stuff that's like been trending and I've just never watched them. Bocchi the Rock. I know some things about Bocchi the Rock. We got Bocchi. She is pink. And she has social anxiety. And she plays a guitar. And she is the Rock for some reason. Sal? What is Sal? Better Call Saul. Okay, what I know about Breaking Bad. There's a guy named Walter. He makes meth in his meth lab. And he used to be a teacher. He's a teacher. He's white, Walter White. And there's a guy named Jesse. Jesse Pink. Wait a second. You got Walter White, you got Jesse Pinkman. They're all named after colors. This is what it is. Jesse Pinkman. Jesse is a young guy. He says Walter. And then he often says things. Sometimes they go to the diner and he just starts saying things. And then Walter's like, Jesse, what the frick are you talking about? Except instead of frick, he says like the swear word. Right, so I assume they go to the diner pretty often. And then there's that scene where Walter is in the car, and he's like, "No, you don't know that something is happening." I don't know. He's in the car. There's one scene where Walter falls down. He goes sideways and he falls down. Look, the spoilers are used in popular culture. They got the memes. And then there's a guy named Saul, and something bad happens, and he says, "We better call Saul's," and then they said the title. That's the title of the show. Yeah, that's also the classic phrase. Jesse, we need to cook. And you might think he's talking about like cooking food. No, not at all. Cooking in this sense, he is talking about producing methamphetamines in his meth lab in his basement. Yes. And then Jesse, what's his name? Walter has a wife. And his wife is talking to Jesse, and she said, yo. She said yo to mock what Jesse said. The way Jesse talks, he's very casual. He uses slang. And he often says yo. And that's it. He says now things are really breaking bad. Yeah, when things go bad, he's like, they're like, yo, things are bad, Walter, things are bad, Walter. And Walter, he says, things are not just bad. They are so bad that they broke the bad. They're even worse than bad. They broke the bad. And that's what happens. That's what the show is about. It's a slice of life comedy. They just happen to have drug references in there. Welcome, Dr. McJones. I need this as a line-by-line description of each episode in the series. I don't even know what happens. I don't even know that show. My favorite character trait is how Jesse Bad says that word after. Does he actually? No. Is Jesse Pink Man? We've determined this. They're all named after colors. You got Jesse, the Pink Man. We got Walter, who's white themed. We got Saul. Saul, his last name is Goodman, right? Saul Goodman. And actually, this is the thing. This is the funny thing about him. People are like, how are you doing? How are you doing, Saul? You know what he says? He says, Saul Goodman. You know? That's what he says. That's why they named him that. It's funny. They named him specifically so that he could say, it sounds like it's all good, man. But it's actually his name. Saul Goodman. And that's how he gets by. Every time people ask him, he'll just say, Saul Goodman. You're like, wow, great. It's great. He's always good. And then everyone calls him. I don't know why people keep calling him. They keep getting into like, you know, funny hijinks. They're like, Walter, this weird thing happened. And they're like, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, Jesse, I don't even know. And then Saul is there, and they're like, yo, we better call him. And then they call him, and then he offers advice. Is Saul Goodman the one that says, the meme where he says, you're a sussy baka? Is that the one? Walt, don't lie to me, you're a sussy baka? Is that Saul? That's from the cameo, someone paid him to say that? That's Michael? And who's Saul? Who the heck is Saul? Who's Michael? Is Hank? Look, I have conflicting information here. Michael, Hank, Saul... Skylar? Wait, Skylar is the name of Walt's wife, right? Skylar? She's the one that says, I'm Skylar White Yo, right? Fish? That's it. That has to be it. Saul Goodman. Alright, what other series has been popular? It's another trending topic. Famous show. Those are all the ones I can think of. JoJo, Boshi the Rock. That one. The Sopranos. Okay. It's a story about the mob. There's a guy named Tony Soprano. He's one of the mob bosses. And he He does crime. Actually, that's actually all I know about The Sopranos. The only guy that I know, Tony Soprano. He does crime. He's in the mob of some sort. I know the ending. I don't want to spoil the ending if people don't know the ending. But I'm aware of what happens. It's very open-ended. No one really knows, no one understands. People are like, you know, this ending could be very ambiguous. I simply don't know. That's all I know about it. It says, well, you can't say it. Well, I guess you can say that. You are Italian. Of all the people that can say that, I guess, yeah, you're allowed to do that. Squid Game, okay, there's a Splatoon. Okay, Squid Game is a game where it's in Korea. It's a Korean game. And I think a lot of people choose to play it because you can win money. And it's like a death game. If you lose, you will die, but if you win, you can win a lot of money. And then what they do is, it's a spin-off of a lot of popular children's games. Like hide and seek. They got the red light, green light. They got that one. And then, they got these people wearing weird masks, right? They got weird patterns on them. They're wearing like all black. They have hoods. They got the thing. Squid is slang for an ugly person. Is it? I don't know why they call it Squid Game. I'm not really sure of the lore there. But yeah, it's a game. You can win money. I don't really know what happens in it. I just know people die. And that's it. That's all I know. They have people with guns. I'm sure there's some like internal conflict somewhere. Games, yeah, games are there. And then they have what's called Splatfest. So every few months, they'll have this thing called a Splatfest where all the squids and also the octopi, the octolings are there as well. They get together. They choose different teams. Now there's a difference in Squid Games 1 and 2. They only had the Splatfest were 1v1, right? You choose one side. In Squid Game 3, they had actually you can choose one of 3. So they have Shiver, they have Fry, and they have Big Man. Each of them have their own choices. And if you play Squid Game 3, you can have what's called tricolor battles. These occur after the halftime. And you know, you can have 3 teams fighting each other. There's one team in the middle that does the defense. They have 4 people on their team. The other 2 teams, they all have 2 people, and they can attack from both sides. Some people criticize this at launch. They said it was kind of unfair. But in the recent update, they changed it so that the defending team is random. It used to be the team that was winning would always be in charge. They'd have to defend, but now it's different. So it's a bit more balanced. They're constantly making updates to Squid Game 3. Actually, they have the new DLC, right? You can have the new Squid Game Plaza. They have, they're gonna have a new story mode thing. It's coming up. It's coming up soon. What rank am I in Splatoon? I don't even know. I don't even play it anymore. It's mega busted at launch, kind of okay now, but most popular team is still a winner. Can you guys believe White Chocolate? They won every single possible category. The past Splatfest. They won, what were the categories? It was like votes. They won number of whatever's before the victory. The number of votes, number of seashells before it started. They won the regular, they won the pro, they won the tricolor. It's messed up. It's hecked up. Yeah, the DLC. Crazy how they're making updates and DLC for a Playground game. Yeah, Squid Game was really popular. When they launched their Netflix series, it really really made the game really marketable. It's the power of white. You think people just chose it because of the unique color? That must be why. That's like the only reason. Yes. Expected. That's so expected. Did they also have in Splatoon 2? I think they also had like a one of the Splatfests. The color was white as well. I forgot what it was. It was one of them. Mayo. Wait, what was the other option? Mayo or no, ketchup? Was the other one ketchup? I don't know. Mayo and ketchup. Okay. Because I feel like for that one, did they have different Splatfests for like Japan and the rest of the world? They did, right? I feel like they did. Because like if they had that in Japan, like Japanese mayo is very different from like other mayo. Why does the dark chocolate doesn't have black ink? Squid ink is black. I don't know. Maybe for readability purposes. Maybe the black ink was too close to, or like it was hard to see. Some of the stages are pretty dark. Get used to. Yeah, Splatfest. Anyway, that's Splatoon. Sorry, that's Squid Game. That's my summary of Squid Game. Very popular media property in Netflix, especially in Korea. Squid Game was really popular there. Whoops. And that's it. That is the extent of my knowledge. Alright, what about what else? What is another really popular show? Another popular series that is pretty popular in memes. That's all of them. That's all of the popular series. Game of Thrones, right? That's a. Do people still care about Game of Thrones? There's a throne. It's got a lot of swords on it. There's a dragon. And there are people. There's like some kind of war going on. They're fighting. Dragon D's, yeah, both of these dragons. Game of these dragons. Game of Thrones. Yeah, more like they thrown the plot out the window. Am I right, guys? They've thrown the plot out the window. Game of Thrones. Yes, you could say that. You could say that. In fact, that's what they did. It was going so well, and they just threw. In Game of Thrones. More like Game of the ending was so bad, I thrown up. I threw up. Because of how bad it was. Because they ruined the story. Yeah, +2. Thrown. I don't really know what happened. I just know that things are bad. It was in the winter sometimes as well. There's someone named Daenerys, right? Daenerys. There was... Actually, you guys hear? There's like some people that name their children after that character. And then I think at the ending it was revealed that the character kind of sucks. And then I kept seeing posts like, oh, imagine being named this, haha. That'd be so bad. Oh yeah, the Starbucks cup that appeared. How did that happen? Starbucks canonical in the Game of Thrones universe? It's wild. How did they mess that up? You expect me to believe they have like medieval Starbucks? Oh yeah, you guys ever see like the fancy like, so like in Japan, in Kyoto, they tend to not have like too many like modern things in the main, like the old areas. But they do have a Starbucks there. You got a Starbucks there, but it's like, it's very like retro themed. They modeled it to look like a really old Japanese building. Thought that was pretty interesting. They always have like custom Starbucks to fit the criteria of the area. Yeah, it's cool to see. They have lines going out the door. Tourists taking photos of Starbucks. Look, yo, you can't imagine the Starbucks. They have a similar thing. Actually, in Manhattan, in New York, they used to have this McDonald's in Chinatown. And you know, like McDonald's are usually like, you know, regular, what you would expect from the exterior. In the Manhattan Chinatown McDonald's, the architecture was shaped like a traditional old Chinese building. It had the color scheme. It had the fancy I don't even know what to call it. You got that one. And then on Canal Street, they had like it's known as the Goth McDonald's. The outside is all black, and it was a McDonald's. Two classic McDonald's from New York. And I've been to both of them. And they're fine. They're fine. I don't know where I'm going with this. McDonald's. You guys been to McDonald's recently? It's been a long time. I've not been to a McDonald's. Haven't even ordered from McDonald's in a long time. I think the last time I probably had something from McDonald's. I think my uncle visited one time and he brought like Big Macs. And chicken nuggets. Yeah, and I was just like, you know what, I'll eat this Big Mac. And then I did, and it was so filling. I forgot how filling McDonald's is. How do they pack so many calories into like a thing? I've got an Egg McMuffin. I don't think I've ever had one of those. Wait, no, that's not true. I do remember the one time I've had an Egg McMuffin. I think was when I was in Japan, actually. My friends and I went to McDonald's for breakfast and got the Egg McMuffin and a hash brown. Now, hash browns are pretty good universally. It was very consistent. It also had tea. I ordered tea. Just do not like the bread in the McMuffin. Isn't it? It's just like an English muffin, right? Or English... Why do they call them muffins? Why does England keep calling things that are different? Right, you think of an American muffin, it's like, it's got like the sweet, you know, it's like a... Muffin is kind of like a cupcake. But then like an English muffin, it's just like bread, right, with the texture. What's up with that? And then like, you got English biscuits, which are like cookies, but then like the American biscuits are like bread. And then what else? You got crisps, right? Chips. You got the British chips. Those are like fries. Those are like French fries, but they're chips. What are they even doing? What are the English people even doing over there? I don't even know. We don't even know what they're up to. But yeah, we had that. Also, welcome Luke Zaid. English muffin is an American name. Muffins in English are the same as muffins in America. Wait, then what do the English call English muffins? Do they call them? What is it? Do those even exist there? Is that one of the things where it's like it's called English muffin, but it's not actually a thing in England? There's no way, right? This definitely has originated in England. You know what? We can look this up. This is the stream where we can look stuff up. I'm not sure they exist, but not that common. Okay, we'll find out. Let's look up origin of English muffin. They originated in Wales from Barrameen, a yeast leaven baked cake. What? A cake? Why do we call it an English muffin? As you might have expected, we have a British man to thank for the English muffin. In 1874, Samuel Bath Thomas emigrated to Plymouth, England, to New York. Started making a thinner, pre-cut crumpet. Oh, crumpets! Wait a second, crumpet? That's like a thing that I've heard. Crumpet versus English muffin. Authentic English crumpet. Yeah, crumpets, are those the same thing? Is that the same? Crumpet is do British eat crumpets? You got a crumpet. A crumpet is a small griddle bread made from unsweetened batter of water and milk, or water or milk, flour, and yeast. Popular in the United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia. Crumpets are regionally known as pikelets. Pikelets. Let's see. Crumpet. That's like crumpet. Crumpet. Crumpet is like. You think of British words. Crumpet is one of them. Crumpets are good, but not the same. But they look similar. Have I ever had a crumpet? I don't think I have. Wait a second. What is this? A Scotch pancake left and folded Scottish fruit crumpet. Okay, well this crumpet just looks like a pancake. Weird. I don't know. I just don't know. Blinny, oh Blinny. Yeah, Blinny, the Blinny cat. Anyway, that's good. Learned today. Also, let's go into night mode. It's about that time. We enter night mode. Oops. Ow. Oh god, I just hit. Oh god, we're okay. I just hit the headset against my chair. Whoops. Okay, well we got the this right there. Is that the wine sauce guy? Blinny blind sauce? No, you're thinking of Vinny. You're thinking of Vinny wine sauce. Crummy trumpets. Crumpets. When you feed the crumbs to your pet. That's what it is. You know, like you're eating something and then it has crumbs and the crumbs fall on the floor, and then whatever pet you have, like your dog or your cat, eats the crumbs. That's a crumpet. Crumbs for pets. Yeah, you got the Wiggly. That's the Wiggly right there. You guys remember Wigglies? Remember when I used to have a Wiggly emote? Those were the days. And then I got rid of the Wiggly. Took it out to the farm. It's roaming. Free range right now. Well, he brutally murdered his Wiggly. No, it's still there. It's there on the Discord. You can still use it on Discord. If you have Discord Nitro, you can use it. I have to replace it. I don't have enough animated emote slots. I need to have the SMH. I can't talk. The SMH emote. Had to have that. You gotta have it. Yeah, we got the Wiggly. Oh, we haven't done an emote identification game in a while. Okay, let's see. Which emote? Which Wigglies are these? Is that Akiaji Margo? That's Chia. This one is that I don't know, but that's Karagi. That's Maple Winters. Is that Takamura Takako? Yes. Okay, I don't recognize the third one and the fifth one. Is this one Shadow? No, it's Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe? I know Phoebe. I don't know this one. Who's that one? Mike. Oh, Mykua. I know of Mykua. Also, welcome Snacko Recco. That's Uta Owo. This one, who's that one? Okay, that's Margot, right? Who's that one? Is that yours? Is that Bone Miser? Yes, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That's your Wiggly. Karagi. You got another Karagi. You got Maple Winters. You got Corpse Channel ×2. You got that one who I already had earlier and I forgot already. Phoebe, right? Phoebe. Is that Nabunan? Is this Peen? Yes, it is. It is. And this one is that a Ryohi? I knew it. I recognize. Sometimes Denchi uses Ryohi Wiggly, or not Wiggly, the Woozy. Sometimes he uses the Woozy. The only Wiggly I have is my own. What Wigglies do I have? I gotta check. Let me check. What Wigglies do I have? I have Karagis, I have Alice Sawyer, I have Chia, I have Clavio, I have Hamflows. I used to have many more. I used to have so many. What happened? Okay, we got the Woozies, we got Snacko Racco, we got Lily Hops, we have... I don't know who the third one is. We got Clavio, we got Rohi, we got Goki Dev, we got Gidrity, we got Ilya, we got... Is that Swell Time G-Pool? Yes, I knew it. Yo, I knew it. Okay, who's the third one? The third one is... Yuku VT. I don't know who that is. But I feel like I've seen that name before. Okay, we got more Wigglies. I don't know who... I don't know... I don't know your Wigglies. Okay, I know these are Corpse Channel. The two in the middle are Corpse Channel. The first one... That's so loud. Who is the first one? Who do I know? Who do I know who is... Pink... A pink bow? I don't know. Is the fourth one... Is that Arthur Abbott? I knew it, that's Arthur. The first one... I don't know who that is. Mochim 30. Mochi Mom... Okay, I don't know who that is. There's no way I would have guessed that. I was about to guess my own. I was looking at these and I was like, wait, these look familiar. I posted those. I got the Mocha. That's Mocha Woozy. You have two dabs. I don't know who that is. Okay, I feel like the second one is this one from up here. Mochim. Yes, that one. The first one. Ayumin 1. I don't know who that is. Okay, this one. This is, okay, hold on. This is who you have. This is, the first one is Nabunan. The second one might be Ladybug Berry. Possibly. Maybe not. No. Onirin. I don't know who that is. The third one. I don't know who that is. Yuna. Okay, I know of Yuno. I'm aware of Yuno. Oh, we got the Pogs. This is Mocha. This is Arthur Abbott. I don't know who this one is. Knuts. Okay, Mochi. Okay, you got that one. Oops, what's this one? Heaven 225. Heavens to Betsy. Okay, wait, they rebranded, right? Yeah, Heavens to Betsy used to be like a black and white cartoon, like old style cartoon VTuber, right? I've heard that they rebranded. Someone mentioned it once. See, TBH, neither do I know who she is. You just got like randomly gifted a sub. That happens sometimes also. Sometimes I don't know who someone is. I'm just lurking their channel and get gifted a sub. Okay, well this Pog, this is the official Twitch Bones Pog. Pog Bones. This one is it? Mykua? No, it's Chibidoki. Okay, I'm aware of Chibidoki. Third one, I don't know who that is. Gold Tatsu. This one is the speed. What's his name? The Katamari speedrunner Harutomo. Yes, that is Harutomo. I can tell by it says Wahoo. This one, I don't think I know the. Is this Yuna? Okay, that's Yuna. I don't know the other. Oh, Nabunan. Yeah, okay. I saw it. I was like, this looks like an Nabunan. I don't know the second one. Anyway, that's cool. We haven't done one of these in a while. Emote identification. Oh, where's my mouse? And I should hydrate. It's been another hour. As you know, that's a typical time for me to hydrate, so I will do that now. Okay. See, the messed up thing about wearing a VR headset is that I can't actually drink all the water that's in this in the cup that I use because it blocks it. If I try to tilt it, it just doesn't work. There's always a bit at the end. See, thanks Haruto, I now go wah. That's what he does. Straw time. No. Straws, that's too much effort. Okay, these two, I don't recognize these. Who's that one? Who's this one? Luna T77? Shadet 14? I don't know who those are. Who's this one? Marky? Well, that's Arthur Abbott. That's Mocha. I'm aware of these. These, I'm not sure who these are. Is that Paimon? The vote for Comfy? Is that Paimon from Genshin Impact? Gold Tatsu Artsy VRC. Golden Tatsu. Yo, what is this emote? Gold Tatsu Nessie? That's pretty cool. Yes, Denchi, this is the emote identification. You can post your emotes. We haven't done one of these in possibly a month or more. But now I got a thing, I heard a sound on my, I heard a notification sound on my Windows. Virus and threat protection. What do you mean by this, Windows? Identify this. Is that Swirl Drop? Is that Swirl Drop's Puro emote tongue? I knew it. Perhaps not Jack. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that a is that an HC Justin emote? No. Okay, Koei Brain. Okay, I don't know. This is Corpse Channel. I know that one. The heart. It could be anyone. I don't know who that is. Mimmy H Heart. Who's that? I don't know what that is. Also, I scrolled over this one's pastas, but I would not have been able to guess that one. Now that one is HC Justin. Also welcome Nanodan. That Puro is from Swirl Drop. Yep. Horizontally flipped even. The horizontally flipped Puro. That one is Nabunan. One of Nabunan's mascots, right? Yeah, Nabunan Blush. I don't know who this one is. This one is Goki. Wait a second. Goki Dev has this one. Who is that? Who's that? I mean, I know who Goki Dev is, but I don't know who the blue-haired one is. I don't know who that potato is. Who's that? Midi. Oh, Midi the Batata, right? I've seen her in my recommended. Right, Midi? Is that Midi? Yes, it is. Okay. I recognize the emote prefix. It's one of the Goki's new OC. That's Picky Channel. Picky Chanel, as she's sometimes referred to. Picky Chanel. Yeah, how is he this good? This Goki Dev. This Goki Dev what? Yep. Is that... This one is... I don't know who this is. It looks like Tobbs, but it might not be. It's not. Nova Pantsu? Possibly? Yes, I recognize the name. I don't know who that is, but I've seen them in my recommended. This one, is that Mocha? That is Mocha, yep. She doesn't really stream it. I see her in my recommended. This one, is that also Midi the Batata? Yes. That's the same one as before. I don't know who the Nodders one. I feel like you use these emotes pretty often. Deviel one, Devi Al Dante. I recognize this one. Scrungly. You usually use that one pretty often. The Scrungly emote. That's Karagi_CH. Yeah, Seal could be anyone. Arthur? Okay, Arthur Abbott. The first one, I feel like these are ones that you've used before. The first one, I'm not sure. Is the second one is Shibidoki? Possibly. This is the official Fall Guys one. The fourth one is... Okay, I don't recognize the next three, but the last one is mine. Okay, the fourth one, I'm gonna guess, is that, what's her name? No, I don't know, I'm just gonna check. This is, okay, I don't know who that is. Mino56. I have not seen this person. Poppy food, Poppy, okay, I'm aware of the existence of Poppy. Vote for waifus. Okay, you've posted one of their emotes before. I don't know who this one is. Spit Faucet. Don't know. That's Chia VTuber. This is the other one that you've, yeah, Devile. This Hamflown. Is that the Sonic character known as Cream? Okay, it is, but it's also, okay, it's a vote for waifus. This is Cali Calico. Yes. This one is Nanodan. Okay, I guess most of them. Sorry, who's this first one? This one is, right, Artsy. Artsy VRC, okay. Well, that's it. I've identified, that's Snacko Racco right there. I don't know who's this one? This one? Oh, Selene. wait, Selene has a monkey emote? Okay, well, I should know that one. I should have known that one. Also, welcome, I'm Rue. Who's this one? This one? Oh, this is Cyrano TV, right? This one? Yep. Yeah, yep. This one, I am not sure who that one is. Video Chess. Don't know that one. This one, though. Who's that one? This one? Orisa 2. Orisa 2. Orisa 2D. I'm not aware of this one. I don't know who that one is. Who's this one? Hai Zeng. I don't know who that is. This one is Tipanya. Yep. This dude, wait, I know that guy. This is That's the guy who Hamflow rated the other day because you recommended rating this person. I forgot their name. But I'm sure that if I saw it, I would recognize it. I'm gonna hover over it. Yeah, Rick, yes, this guy. Rickubus, yes. There he is. That's, yeah, this guy. I am aware of this guy. Okay, well, what if I post emotes? You guys... Well, I guess it doesn't work, because then you can just hover over. I don't know. Well, let's go over my emotes. You know what? It's been a while. We haven't seen my emotes. We have Wolfas. We have Sunshine Noka. We got Northern Lion, of course. Always have his emotes, even though no one uses them. We got Choco Jacks. We got Chena. We got Hamflow. We got Vera, Virachi. We got Clavio. Also welcome MM0. Yes, we are. Is that a Selen emote? We got Clavio. We got Mocha. We got Moonybug. Thanks to the Annie Sapling gifted me a 12-month subscription to Moonybug, so I'll have these for like a long time. We got Alice Sawyer. I feel like most of these were gifted to me from Denchi. We got Alice Sawyer. We got Kuragi. We got Nadechama. We got Chia, VTuber, Sero Pup. And that's it. That's all of them. Bog. And there we go. I'm sitting down now. I don't know if you can tell, I'm sitting down. What does this look like? I'm clipping through the table. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I'm like basically lying down. I'm almost horizontal, but not exactly. Just sort of. This chair's leaning back a bit. Comfy. It is pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty chill. This is how you live your life. Just out here on a lake. Not even fishing. Just being on a lake. Reading a floating text box. Identifying emotes sometimes. That's the life. Got some lo-fi BGM from the local radio. Got Lo-Fi Volume 6. That's one of the volumes of all time. The Votes. One of the volumes of all time. Anyway, that's it. I got nothing else. I got nothing else to talk about. We're at that part of the stream where I'm just entirely at the mercy of other people having things to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be here. I'm just gonna be saying words. Be saying words and also sentences. And various phrases. You guys hear that wolf? It's like a wolf sound. What's up with that? What's going on? Alright, I should stand up. It was bears and now it's wolf. Well, no, we've seen the wolf. Everyone has confirmed the wolf is real. Sometimes though, you can see the shadow over there. The bear also shows up at night, but less common. Yeah, the wolf. The wolf and the wolf. The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wolf Street. Yeah, the wolf is real. The wolf as well. It's so real. It's so real you don't even know. Is that HC Justin's emotes? Is that his buff arms emotes? Anyway, okay, I didn't identify these. I think the arms with the fire around them, is that that's not a Twitch Global, right? But I've seen those. I've seen someone post. Okay, these are Twitch Global. You're right. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Yeah, that's HC Justin. I knew it. I know that Props Not Jack is a viewer of HC Justin. 'cause he posts his emotes sometimes. And I said, okay, well, he's used these before, so it's gotta be him. That's also, that looks like an AC Justin. No, that's not. That's with CoStar. That's CoStar. Wait, this is the guy that you mentioned who has streamed every day for 9 years, right? Is this the guy? This is CoStar is the guy who streams all the time? Hasn't missed a single day. Yep, I knew it. I remember from a few days ago you mentioned this guy. See, I'm so good at remembering things, guys. You don't even know. You'll mention things and I'll be like, oh man, you think I don't remember this? 5 years from now, I'll come back and it'll be like, yeah, this is the guy who said this one thing one time. And I'll remember it forever. I'll remember. You guys remember? Yeah, he's watching. I'm watching. You're watching. Yo, yesterday I was watching ChocoJax's stream. She's so funny. You guys ever watch ChocoJax's stream? She was just saying things and I was like, that's so funny. She's like partially drunk as well. I think that adds to the funny. She was just saying, she wasn't even considering things. She was just like, well, I love Wii Sports. They got all 5 sports. They got boxing. They got the I don't know. I don't even know what she said. I was out here saying things, shouting at people. She started her stream earlier today because she's doing a collab. You know, she typically starts her stream around this time, around 7 p.m. Eastern time. Not that very good voice. So true. So true. She's not even here to hear us compliment her. When you know someone that, when you compliment someone and they're not even here to see it. All the times that I've complimented Denchi and he wasn't even here. So yo, that Denchi guy though. And then, every time I end my stream, I'm like, go check out these people that are streaming. I always say, you can watch Hamflow stream, you can watch ChocoJax's stream. But they're not even here because they're always starting their streams, at the end of my stream. Yeah, Denchi is Pog. Remember that time when Denchi... That's it, that's the end of the sentence. Remember that time when Denchi... I remember. He was there. He created Virtual Tube Studio, where you can send content through the tubes. Yeah, I remember I was there. Yep. That's pretty good. That's that's it. That's all we got. Anyway, hope everyone's day is going well. You guys believe February is almost... It's already half over. What's up with that? It's already past the halfway point. So apparently the day after Valentine's Day is when chocolate goes on sale. People have said that. I don't know because I don't buy chocolate. He said it's Dentin time. Even though I'm not a furry, if I had to pick one animal, what would I pick? I don't know actually. What kind of animal? What would be my fursona? Are there online quizzes? Wait a second. I don't remember what, like someone, I think Karagi's Discord. Some people posted like this, it's like, what is your fursona quiz? And a bunch of people were taking it. I did not take it, but what if I did that? What if I did that right now? I can look it up. A quiz. I'll do a quiz right now. Okay, here we go. Let's look it up. Let's make it not specifically furry. We can just say, what animal are you? Quiz. What if it's a caterpillar? Most people pick their favorite animal and favorite color. I don't know if I have a favorite animal. Okay, what animal am I? The most accurate what animal are you quiz? I would say human, right? I feel like if you were... if you asked what animal I am, I would say human. Okay, question... The only 10 questions? Okay, how do you resolve a conflict with your friends? I just leave, I talk it out, apologize even though I'm not the one in the wrong, physically fight them. I guess I will either talk it out or apologize. I guess I'll just say I'll apologize. I don't know. Let's go for that. What is your favorite activity? Sports? No. Sleeping? That's fine. Hanging out with my friends? Learn something new. I'm not sure. I feel like my favorite activity is not any of these. Just chilling. I guess sleeping, but I mean... I don't know. There's not enough options. You know what? Learning something new. I enjoy learning things. What are you like when you meet new people? Let's see. You're mean, always excited, standoffish, make an effort to get to know someone but don't feel any particular way. I guess the last one. I guess I make an... I don't know. None of these. I'm usually not even that talkative. How you like to show affection? Cuddling, talking, and spending quality time, hugging, talking. Love to talk. What is your social life like? Loner, have a lot of good friends. I'm friendly but very loyal to a couple of people. Have a few good friends. Are these not the same thing? Are the last two options not the same thing? I'm friendly but am very loyal to a couple of people. Or I have a few good friends. That's like the same thing. These are the same thing. I guess I'll do the last one. Would you say you're more of a leader or a follower? Definitely a follower. See, I don't have a group that I'd be leading or following. I don't know, sure, follower. What's your favorite food? These are so, like, there's not enough options here. Meat, any meat, sushi, or other raw seafood. Anything. Eggs? What about, like, what would... what would baked curry fall? Yeah, this quiz kind of sucks. I don't know. Can I skip? I guess eggs? I don't know. Sure. Sure, why not? Stressful week. You finally have some downtime. What do you do to relax? Sleep, hang out, release stress at the gym, watch a thought-provoking movie? None of these. None of these. I would watch VTubers. Sleep? How would your friends describe me? Smart, focused, affectionate, friendly? Who would describe their friend as focused? Like, no one does this. No one says, you know, what is this guy like? Oh, he's focused. What does that even mean? That's like synergy, right? This guy exhibits a lot of synergy. I don't know. Friendly? Smart. You know what? Some people say I'm smart. Like, he knows how to program things, sure. What is your least favorite animal? This is so specific. Sharks, tigers, dog. I wouldn't say I like all animals, but I don't dislike... I don't think I have a least favorite animal. Oh, it's gonna make me register, huh? No, there's nothing. I took the whole quiz and there's nothing. I took the whole quiz and there's nothing. Freaking... They clickbaited me. I took this quiz and they just... I guess I got ad blocked or something. Anyway, I don't know. That sucks. Yeah, they always have this thing where, like, they make you fill out a quiz and then at the end they're like, you want to check out your results? Sign up. Make sure you give us your email address. Stuff like that. Well, anyway, I don't know. Apparently nothing. I guess it would be a human. I don't know. Maybe a cat. I like cats. Cats are pretty cool. Oh no! Wait, a rat. I've been watching a lot of rat videos. Rats are cool. Love those rats. A fancy rat. Specifically, a fancy rat. guys know fancy rat is the actual term for domesticated rats. I thought it was just like a way to call them, but they are fancy. They're called fancy rats. Let's see. Denchi's a bug, picky bug. I wonder what animal Snacko would be. Too bad we don't know. There's no way for us to even know. Synergy, focused, concentrates well, has goals. Yeah, but I don't know if people say that. I don't know. If you were to ask me to describe someone, I feel like I would never think of the word focused. No, what is he even focusing on? Yeah, they're the rats. Those are the rats. The rat jams. The rats with the jam. Who are these emotes? Who's this? Ah, it's so bright. Okay. This one is MJB. Beegs and Jam. Not familiar with this one. Mega Rat. I have not seen this one. This one, you've posted this one earlier. Arguments. I've seen it. You've posted it. I've seen it. Well, I guess that's it. It's that was the animal quiz. Inconclusive. We had no idea what the result was. And there's no welcome Stanley as well. Man, you know, it's been a while since I've done a stream where I just like go on you can go on those sites that give you quizzes. What's it called? Sporkle? I've never done one of those. A tier list stream, you know, those are classic streams. We do a tier list stream, we could do quiz streams. We take, you know, take quizzes, like what kind of thing are you? Get a result at the end and we'll be like, this is not accurate at all. This quiz actually kind of sucks. That kind of stuff. We could do that. We could do that at some point. Maybe next week. I got games to play. Oh, okay. Let me show you guys the game that I bought. On Saturday, I will be playing Luna's Fishing Garden. I don't know much about this game. I just saw it was on sale. It looked pretty cute. One of my friends on my friends list recommended it on Steam. Not to me directly, but they put like a review and they're like, this game's pretty fun. And I was like, you know what? Okay. I'll buy it. And then I did. And then you can go to the store page. Look at it. It's got side scrolling. There's fishing. There's a fishing meter. It's about 2 hours long. Where's that? What is that? A dog? Was that some kind of dog? Got a fish over here. Got a fish named Sam. And many different types of fish. Got a catfish. You can build a garden. Can you imagine that? Building your own garden? I don't know if it's a good stream game, but I'll be playing it. Yeah, it's fishing. It must be. Is Pomu? Is it Pomu? Oh yeah, she's got the the little the thing on top. Oh, salmon. Well, it's a carp though. It's like a koi fish. Soya poya, true. Soya poya. Yeah, I like the pixel art. It looks good. Denchi says, remember seeing it on Twitter long ago. Maybe it's good. It could be a good game. It's got overwhelmingly positive. Actually, then that's really good. Overwhelmingly positive. You don't see that too much. People got 3 hours. Wait a second. 5 hours? I was told this game was 2 hours long. 2.5 hours, 2.8 hours, 2.7, 3.7 hours, 6.7. Well, I don't know. Only the best. Yeah, only the best games. Only the best games will be overwhelmingly positive. Collected 2D platformer, Collectathon Idler, Sandbox 2D. Wait a second. Is this a game that I'm gonna have to Zatsudan over? No, there's like this stuff going on. It's like a chill game. And the Wolfie. Yeah, the streamer text. Streams often take longer. I don't know why Sega doesn't give us a PC port of Sega Marine Fishing. It's their bass game, but 10x better. I don't know. They got so many games though. Sega, they can't even keep track. They've got too many games. They should make fewer games. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. But yeah, I'll be playing that on Saturday. And then I guess on Tuesday I'll be playing some more Holocure. And then next Saturday I don't know what to do. I got something else. Figure something else out to do. Oh wait, also Thursday. If I beat Dark Souls on Thursday, I'm gonna need another game for the Thursday slot. I mean, I guess I could buy Dark Souls 2. But I could also just like pick up another short game. Maybe, because like if I start Dark Souls 2 or 3, it'll go on for like a really long time. Those games are all super long. I do have some other games that I bought that I never actually got around to playing. Let's see. We got these one, Power Wash Simulator. That's like a Zatsudan game. Oh, Dinkum. Yeah, this is the Australian farming game. I guess we could try this. I don't know, I bought it when it was on sale. Power Wash. Pick up one of the many Souls-likes. Are there other Souls-like games that are not part of the Souls here? Don't skip 2, don't be that guy. I'll probably do 2. But I heard it was very different. Power Wash, it does seem good, but I feel like Power Wash, it's like a very Zatsudan heavy game, you know? You gotta talk over it, you gotta have something to talk about. Got this one. Well, okay. Extremely Zatsudan. There's a YouTuber named Iron Pineapple. Oh, he plays this. Wait, I think I probably have been recommended one of his videos. I think he just checks out like a bunch of Souls-like games and then talks about them. I don't know if I've watched any of the videos, but I have definitely seen them on my timeline. Or whatever you call it, your YouTube homepage. I've seen that. We'll find out. We got like a week. We got a week to figure out what to do. Assuming I beat Dark Souls tomorrow, which might not even be the case, you know? What if I don't even beat it tomorrow? 2.5 hours. All I got left is the painting area, and then I got the last boss. And that's it. That's all. It might not even take 2.5 hours. You know, if I beat the game much earlier than 2.5 hours, what if I start a New Game Plus and then just like finish the rest of the stream, like just seeing how far I can get in New Game Plus, and then just never play it again? I could do that. You know what? I'll do that. If I beat the game fast, that's what I'll do. I guess in the meantime, that's gonna be it for today's stream. We can find out what day today is. Is Stream Elements dead? Is Stream Elements not, hello, where's my command? Okay, you know what, I have to do it manually, I guess. National Today. Oh, it's your birthday, Zoli, happy birthday to you. Do you mean, it's, so you're in Germany, right? So it's, the 16th? Hanoi Squidward Day. Canada's Agriculture Day. We got Lantern Festival. We got a bunch of days. National Flag of Canada, National Gumdrop Day, National I Want Butterscotch Day, National Marcus Day, National Wisconsin. We were talking about Wisconsin earlier. Singles Awareness Day, Saint Skeletor's Day. Yo, World Hippo Day. Wait a second, World Hippo Day? Yeah, let's do World Hippo. I like World Hippo. Hippos are good. Yeah, World Hippo Day raid. And apparently I've been logged out of Twitch.tv, so I can't even do that thing where I see who to raid. So I'm not gonna log in. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna log in on my main PC, that I can see if I tilt my head up and then look down. Hold on while I get you can't even see what I'm doing right now. Okay, alright. Okay, okay, alright. Go on Twitch. Oh god, it's so hard to see. Okay, you know what? Okay, here we go. We go on Twitch. And then we click this button. Okay, who's streaming? A bunch of people. Okay, wait a second. God, my vision is so blurry. Let's see. We got Purity Valentine. She's streaming Old School RuneScape. I guess we could rate her. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Go here. Raid Jerma. Is Jerma streaming? He's not even streaming. Okay, well let's raid Purity Valentine. You're not even following Jerma. Alright, well the raid is going. It's so weird typing into something that I'm not even looking at in VR. Alright, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow I will stream Dark Souls. And that's it. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, well, catching and releasing. I did neither of those things. I didn't catch or release anything. Yeah, why am I even talking like this? What? SMH my head. Can't believe he would do this. Well, the raid is going. And I will... Yo, what the heck, Stream Elements? You were so delayed. Alright, well, yeah. I'm gonna stop talking. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.